Breaking news. I am Gabriel. And in Missouri, 2 years ago, there was a shooting in Waynesville, Missouri. This is Savannah. She's from Missouri.
Hello.
Tell me about the shooting.
On March 22nd, 2023, I was on my way to work and I got to my salon that I worked at. It was about 9:30, 9:40. One of my coworkers, Brittany, pulled up in her car, and her ex-boyfriend, who is in the Army, he was like an Army truck driver, was driving over 70 miles an hour in the parking lot and hit her.
And they shot.
Hit her car, and they both spinned out like this. She jumped out of the car and took off running behind the building. He jumped out of the car with a gun. While this was happening, I was getting ready for a client to come in, and there was a 14-year-old and his mother who were getting ready for a haircut, but their hairstylist was not there because they were early, and they ran into my massage room, banging on my door, and they were both screaming at me, "There's a gun! There's a gun! He has a gun!" And so I was like, I thought they were trying to rob me. So I was just confused because they were both yelling and screaming at the same time. And I'm like, what is going on? One was talking about a car wreck. One was talking about a gun. Yet they were screaming, "Call 911," but they already had 911 on the phone, which I thought was funny. You need to hold it like this. And then 911 asked our location, which they did not know, so I gave the correct address and location. So 911 was on their way. I barricaded and locked them in my massage room, and I ran out into the salon to see if the guy with the gun was in the room. I had no idea. I was trained security force in the Air Force in 2008, so I had a little training on scenarios like that, and I couldn't find my cell phone, and my gun was locked in my car, and the two wrecked vehicles were less than 5 feet from the front door of our salon, and I saw the vehicles, and when I saw one of them, I realized it was my coworkers, and couldn't help it. I started hyperventilating because I knew her for like 3.5 years. So I go out there. I'm looking for bodies on the ground. I'm looking for people screaming or shouting to see if I can assist and maybe calm the situation down. Around this time, someone started yelling at me to tell me to get back inside. Get back inside. There's someone with a gun. And I'm like, I know this. So I was like, I know CPR. I know how to stop bleeding. 911 was already on their way. So I start going around the building looking for a body or looking for two people. And then that's when the police pulled up. And I just pointed in the direction that I heard they went in. And I go back inside. And at this time, the owner of a Mexican restaurant, El Jimador, came inside my building, and he looked like he just saw a ghost. And I didn't know this at the time, but he witnessed the whole thing. So the paramedics and the police found the military guy and the victim, and he had shot her in the head and then shot himself in the head. And when the detectives came to talk to me, they were asking me questions, and I was like, well, where is she? you know, is she in the ambulance? You know, because she was just in a car accident. And I was like, was she shot? Like, is she okay? And the look on his face, I knew that she was no longer alive. And at that time, the owner of the salon was there, and another coworker was there, and I just went into shock. And my coworker started screaming and fell to the floor, and we had to stay there because it was a crime scene. And then I snuck off, and I went and called my older sister, and I just started hyperventilating, and I just told her what happened, and I said, I'm not supposed to be on the phone right now. So I went back out there, and that was 2 years ago, almost to the day, March 22nd. And Brittany was a victim of domestic violence. Her fiance was in the military. There was lots of signs. She tried to get a restraining order. There were several things she tried to do. I didn't find out till afterwards. But she was denied a restraining order. His commander knew the situation, and he was sent to behavioral health and was evaluated for 3 days by psychiatrists. They said he was not a harm to himself or to anybody else, and he was either released that morning or sometime within the 24 to 48 hours before that. She had went to Bow and Barrel the night before and bought a gun. She had never shot a gun before, so if you have any females in your family, take them shooting. Let them know how to shoot a gun, every type of gun, because it could save her life one day. She did have a gun, she didn't know how to shoot it. She did get a shot off, but it was not accurate. She either hesitated or wasn't accurate. She wasn't taught. Like, there's actual classes, self-defense classes that you can take to prevent or to protect yourself and your family. She did not get that opportunity, and it cost her life. She was a beautiful, beautiful young lady. She laughed. Her laugh was so contagious. She was always laughing. I never saw her not laughing. She was hilarious. She was an esthetician. She was with Paul Mitchell in Springfield. And she had 2 beautiful daughters who ended up going back to Philly where their dads lived. And one of them didn't even get to go to her funeral. I think one was 14, the other one was 9. I'm not sure on the ages. One is living with her grandmother in Philly, and the other one's living with her dad in Philly. I'm glad that her children didn't witness this, because the original incident that calls her to leave him, which has started the whole psychotic episode, is he put his hands on her in front of her 2 children, and so she left him. We had just bought a house together, so they were getting ready to get married. And so she got a new place. She was kind of in hiding, but he knew where she worked, and that's what he did. He showed her work, hit her car, and then shot her in the head. She had an open casket, which I was really shocked about, but they did a really good job. I didn't see or tell anything. She did not. I was struggling with if she really died or not. Her funeral was almost 2 weeks after her death, but I didn't believe. I couldn't believe it until I saw her in the casket. But even then, she didn't look like her. You know, she just, because she was always smiling, and in the casket she wasn't smiling. So I struggled with that, and I struggled with seeing people who look similar to her and like staring at them and kind of obsessing on what is that her? Could that be her? You know, did she go to the witness protection program? You know, did they get her out in time and they're just in hiding to keep them away from him? You know, and it's just you don't really know what you're gonna do when you're in a situation like that. I didn't see anything, but I was there when it happened. So, in from start to finish, it was like a two-hour ordeal with the firefighters and detectives and stuff. They finally released me to leave, and I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. I think my husband was at work. I had texted him during the whole incident, like the very beginning, and he didn't understand what I was saying because I was shaking and I was in shock. But I was leaving the parking lot. I'm pretty sure I called my parents and told them what happened. I drove across the street to my favorite coffee place. Made my coffee. I got my normal coffee, and I felt like a zombie. So then I got home, and I sat on my front porch, and I called the Veterans Affairs hotline, and I just told them, I was like, I don't know what to do. I was just in a shooting, and I'm in shock. That's literally all I said. And they immediately got me to a therapist, and we discussed everything. I don't know, I was on the phone for at least an hour or so. And she just kind of helped me process of what I'm feeling is normal. And it was very surreal thing. I just started that job 3 weeks before, and so I had to go there every single day and kind of face my trauma all over again. Scenarios where I'm driving through the parking lot, because I had a feeling something was going to happen. I feel like God will give you intuition or discernment that something's about to happen. And I just had this weird feeling driving into the parking lot at work that day. And I parked in an unusual spot, because if I would have parked in my normal spot, my car probably would have got hit by one of the two cars. And I had just bought this car, like, days before. And, she did not know I was at work that day, because she didn't know I got a new car. And she knew what my old car was like, so she had no idea that the salon was open. So that's why she did not run into the salon, because if she would have saw someone's car out front, she may have ran into the salon and tried to lock it and try to barricade herself or go into one of the back rooms or something that doesn't have a window. The light's still on, but the way that the building said it's kind of hard to tell if the light's on or not. Lighting. It's been 2 years, and I think I'm over the worst of the PTSD. I became obsessed with carrying my gun with me everywhere I went. I would not feel safe. I would have security body when I had my gun. I would keep my purse very close to me. I would anticipate before I go somewhere. Like, okay, walking to Walmart. If someone does this, I'm going to do this. Does this. And I was always watching, you know, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you know, like always scanning the room, checking everyone's hands and pockets and their behavior, their acting weird. What really saved me is my twin sister moved in, and she had brought a pit bull with her that she had found at a gas station in Arkansas. It was abandoned, and I fell in love with this dog, and I felt safe when this dog was around. And I was gonna make him my PTSD service dog, and I got accepted into a program, and I took it to the vet, and we were going to schedule him to be neutered and get all his vaccines and shots, and I found out he had heartworms. So then I was going to treat him for heartworms, and they said he was well enough to get neutered, which I feel was a lie. So we got him neutered on Monday, and he died Friday evening in my arms. And that was a year after the shooting when he died, and it was so traumatic. But he was like the first thing that really made me feel safe. 2 weeks later, she was getting rid of, and I just started crying. I'm like, no. So, a couple hours or a couple days later, I messaged her and I was like, I do want to meet your dog. I want to see, just like for therapeutic, try to get over my other dog, like spend time with the dog, you know. And the second I saw him, I said I have to have him, and he's my best friend. I love being around him, and he's helped me through a lot. I recently stopped carrying my gun. Just a few incidents of leaving my gun in my purse when I go places that I'm not supposed to have a gun. I didn't get in trouble or anything, but I had an appointment in the federally funded building, and I told somebody that, and I didn't get in trouble, but they said, you really shouldn't bring that in here, and of course, his theory is like, gun's not gonna protect you, blah blah blah. I disagree, but that scenario and a couple other scenarios, like I went to the airport and I was getting ready to check my bag in and forgot that I had my gun in my purse because I always have it on me. Everywhere I go, I'm a massage therapist, and I work with a lot of strangers, and I get to uncomfortable male clients who are perverts. So that was my latest incident. Was this July? My client, who was a former police officer, former military, come into my massage room and assault me. He knew I was married, and he was like twice my size, and definitely triggered my PTSD. And I was like, if I would have had my dog with me, I would have felt 10 times safer. That day I did not have my gun on me because I had something for my purse still on it, and it was being cleaned at home, and I so not like that would have saved me, but I got a taser and pepper spray and other things like an app on my phone. Let my coworkers know that I'm in trouble or I'm safe or something like that. I can press a button and it sends an emergency alert to all my people on my list. Anyways, after that incident in July of 2024, my therapist told me that I should probably find a new career because the shooting incident happened at my work, and then I was sexually assaulted at work. 7 years being a therapist, it wasn't the first time that someone tried to touch me or kiss me or violate me in some sort of way. The way he did it, the discernment and the feeling I got about him, he was like a sense of humor. And every trauma I had in my life, he shared all of it. And so, January 11th, 2025, I closed down my practice, and now I'm a full-time master's student and a mother. We got 6 kids living here that are ours, and then we have my niece who lives here, 18. Trying to get her to figure out what she wants to do in life. But that's it. If you have questions, then let me know.
Good job.
Now, if you wanted, you can go back through there and you can edit it, make it shorter, take some. Oh, it's still on? That part. You don't have to delete it, you can edit it.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Unless it was live. Was it live?
Hmm?
Was it live? You can do things live.
It's not live. Anyways, thank you, Savannah, for talking about the shooting. We will end this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want some more news videos, well, they're coming your way on Everything Studios and other channels. Probably most channels. Yeah, and yeah. Bye.